Hello, I'm going to show you a cool little plugin that I use on many sites. It's called Export All URLs. This plugin allows you to extract posts, page title URLs, categories, so on and so forth. This is very helpful for, say, cataloging or figuring out all your posts or pages or portfolio items or whatnot. I use it often to create 301 redirect schemes if we're building a new site. I use it for marketing functions to, say, catalog all of our blog posts and determine where they've been used and whatnot. Or if you want to, if you're coming up with a marketing campaign and you want to repurpose a lot of your blog posts or pages or portfolio items, it's helpful for that too. So anyway, it's called, where did it go? Geez. Export All URLs. I call it a tool, but they actually put it in settings, which is kind of goofy. To me, it's a tool. Tools are like import, export, force, regenerate. But in this case, they put it in settings. So it's right here, export all URLs. You hit it, and it's pretty simple. You can do everything. I'll show you what's wrong with everything. But in my case, we like to record URL, title, categories. That could be helpful, but for some of the examples I was talking about, the categories is not helpful. If you want to stick with just published, or you could do everything, whether it's been published or not. I'm going to stick with published for now. Advanced options lets you specify a range of posts, filter by author, so on and so forth. But we're not going to do any of those. And then I like to do outport here because then you can easily copy it and paste it into, say, a Google Sheet or something. So click export now, and there it is. Again, so this was everything. And the problem with everything is that it doesn't show you in the data, it doesn't give you in the data what type of post it is. So you don't really know right off the bat if it's a page or a post or a portfolio item. You can kind of tell by looking at the URL, but I've got hundreds of posts, literally. So I'm not going to go through hundreds of line items to figure out if it's a portfolio versus a post versus a page. So that's why I like to do just export the groupings that you need. So I'm going to do, say, posts first. Let's say I want to do all the blog posts. URL, title, again, category is not helpful for what I need it for. Just published, export or output here. Click export, and there it is. So these are all blog posts. Another little caveat here, this is a little misleading. It says ID. Well, if you're familiar with the WordPress world, ID is post ID, and that's attached to the database. So it's not to be confused with the actual post ID of your post. And again, that could be page, portfolio, or anything. It's just the ID number of this particular export. So basically what that means is that I'm going to not use that. It'll come in. Oh, geez. The window's moved. So I'm going to put this over here and move this back up. Okay. So I'm going to copy all that, bring it into in this case, fresh spreadsheet. Didn't look right, so I'll undo that. There we go, just a Control V. And then here we go. It comes in with some formatting stuff, but I can clean that up later. But double click. ID, you can keep that there for now, just while I put it in. But since we're going to later on categorize these, I'm going to put a new column here. URL, ID, again, that's going to go in a little bit. Title. I'm not going to take it away now because I'm going to do multiple exports. But here, while I got them, I know these are page or posts, so I'm going to fill this in and then copy it down. Okay, so those are all posts. That's going to come in useful later on. In here, I can go ahead and, this video is not about how you manage your data, but I always come in and immediately put filters on these. That way I can later on filter down by post, sort, categorize, whatnot. I always like to freeze the first row or two so that stays consistent. Okay, so Those were all posts. I can come back and just repeat that. I'm going to do pages. It's no harm because to have them. Pages, URL, title, published, output here. And we get the same thing. These are all pages. May not do anything with them, but it's so easy to grab. What I'm doing right now is gearing up for a marketing exercise. We're going to go back through all of our campaigns and either repurpose some posts or portfolio items or create new posts or campaigns on them. So again, these were all pages. The ID number starts over. Take that page, copy it down. Okay, come back. In this case, we have a custom post type called portfolio items. Those are all our portfolios for all the work that we do, websites, logo designs, stuff like that. And that's actually where we have the most items because we do a lot of work and we post about a lot of them. Here we go, annual, way down. 208 right now. See that? And those are just published. I know we got dozens and dozens, if not more, that are unpublished because they're just old and not really relevant anymore. Or, quite frankly, they might be ugly because the work I and we have done has only gotten better over the years. Now, with that in mind, if I was kind of cataloging the entire website, I probably would want to do unpublished or all, whether it's published, draft, whatever. And again, I forget if it shows us here. So let's do portfolio, URL, title, all. Let's see if it gives us that field. Yeah, see, it doesn't even give you the field. That's why I like doing individual groups. So it doesn't tell me here whether it's published or not. And that's important if you're going to be, it's probably going to be important for you. But we had 208 published, and now I'm at 231 of all, which means there's probably about 25, 30 that are unpublished. But again, the data doesn't show you here, so that's one of the caveats or drawbacks of this. I wish it would show you, give you some more data, whether it was published, draft, whatnot. So to get rid of that, if you did need that stuff, you would come in and say, give me everything, give me same thing, everything. Again, you don't want to do everything. You want to narrow it down to give me all portfolio posts that are draft. It should be about 25, 30. It looks like nothing. URL, title. There we go. Oh, look at that, 23. The URL is not set, so you could tell by the URL if it's not posted. You could analyze the data, but if you did want to get everything, then you could come in and grab it all, bring it over, and then what you'd want to do is just put another field in your spreadsheet. Of course, that stuff didn't come over. So sometimes you might have to massage the data. For some reason, this paste is including a line break at each thing, which the other ones did not. So I don't know what's going on there. You'd have to do some Excel or Google Sheet wizardry to break that apart. But my point was, if you did want to indicate the posting type, you could come in and say status. And again, all of these were published, because that was the original criteria. But if you wanted to bring in unpublished or drafts, then you could do that and then just assign a new thing. I did not continue the type over here. I didn't copy that down. So again, here's the new IDs, start of our portfolios. Copy that down. Cool. And this is getting into some Excel or Google Sheet wizardry. You notice it's not green. That's because that column is not included in the filter. To get that, you just turn off filter and turn it back on, and then it will automatically include that. So basically, again, you could say, show me all of the portfolios. And there we are. That's pretty cool. Another little thing, I'm going to venture off here a little bit, is another Excel Google Sheet trick. it's always common to say, well, how many of those do I have? I usually put a little number up here. It's a little subtotal function, so equals subtotal. I know the count is function code 3, and then you just put a range. So you could say D3 to D, just whatever, 1,000. So then it will automatically show you, I'm going to move this over. So then as you filter, it will give you the count of how many are being displayed right now. So you say, I have 39 pages that are published, so on and so forth. So that's a cool function that I use all the time. Justify that so you know what it's next to. And there you have it. Great little tool, export all URLs. It's very helpful for exporting your data and stuff into a spreadsheet. One other thing, if you like going straight into Excel, you can export the CSV file. The only issue with that is you have to open each individual CSV file, paste it over, so on and so forth. That's why I like to just output here, copy and paste from the screen, and then just drop it right into the same spreadsheet. So, hope you enjoy.